Welcome to the AI Systems Bootcamp. This is probably my third time re-recording this just because I want to make sure that it's the best it could possibly be for you guys and make sure that it's everything I wish I had when I first started about 2 years ago now. So without any more talking, let's just get into who I am, and if you haven't seen me on Instagram, just a little introduction. So my name is Max. I go by Built by Max on Instagram. I've been posting about these AI systems using tools like N8N for over a year now. I've been in the space for about 2, but I've been posting for about a year. So yeah, that's kind of who I am. This is all I do, and my my backstory. So I started, again, I was in the space about 2 years ago, kind of in and out, probably where a lot of you guys are right now, just kind of dipping my toe in. And then I decided to go all in about a year ago, and it took me 4 months, I believe it was, before I even signed my first client. So that was a big struggle. I mean, really, I was in the space for already over a year at that point, not going hard, but I was in the space. And yeah, so it took me an extremely long time to sign my first client. And that's mainly because all of the videos that I found on YouTube just were not helpful whatsoever. Like, they gave me zero information about what actually works and what I actually need to start doing. And all they were doing was, promoting whatever they had to sell or whatever they were doing that wasn't actually, they didn't have my best interest or their viewers' best interest in mind at all. It was extremely selfish, their content. And yeah, that's kind of why I'm making this, because this is what I wish I had. This is why I've restarted it 3 times at this point, because I'm never satisfied with how good it is. So yeah, enough talking. Let's just go ahead and get into it now. So you're about to learn the 3 systems. This is the most important part, and this is a reoccurring theme throughout this. The 3 systems that make small businesses money and how to build them yourself. So throughout my time in this space, I've noticed that there's a ton of different systems. Obviously, there's an unlimited amount, but there's a ton of different things that people are promoting, and this is the best thing, or this is the best thing. They all fall into 3 categories, which we're going to cover. We're going to touch in this video, and then throughout later in the bootcamp, we're going to get into it in depth. But yeah, all of these systems that you're going to see people promoting end up falling into 3 categories or 3 systems. And yeah, that's what we're going to cover, and we're going to cover how to build them yourself. By the end of this bootcamp, you'll know how to build real AI-powered systems that capture leads, follow up with them automatically, and help businesses grow without needing you to run ads or create content. Save this playlist. It's a full course. It's not a random video. Another thing that I noticed throughout my time in this space and watching videos is there was just a lot of run-on, like an hour and a half videos where I'd watch it, I'd sit down, I'd maybe even take notes, and then at the end of it, I'd be like, I already knew this stuff. Like, this didn't help me at all. But yeah, that's kind of why I'm doing this again, separating it into about 10 different videos, just to make it as easy as possible for you guys to understand. So, enough talking. Section 2, why does this matter right now? Now, the economy has changed for small businesses. Everybody feels it. Businesses no longer care about followers, likes, brand awareness. They care about one thing. And this is partially due to people like Iman Ghazi pushing the whole SMMA model. Businesses have been getting reached out to for social media marketing and stuff like that for 5 years at this point, probably even longer, like 5 to 10 years, all because of this guy when he made SMMA big. So people are sick of that. And at the end of the day, they have realized that they only care about one thing, and that is results that will grow their business, not some, if you get this amount of likes. They don't care about likes, they care about customers. They care about systems that bring in customers consistently. AI no-code tools created a once-in-a-generation window where beginners with no experience, no matter your age, location, whatever, can build systems that used to cost companies thousands to create in different softwares, and we can do it in a few days or a few weeks with little to no money to start. If you understand the right framework, you can charge real money without being a programmer, designer, or ad expert with just basic knowledge. So now we're going to cover the market gap, the opportunity that no one is seeing, and it's probably the biggest opportunity that we're going to have in a very, very long time. Most small businesses are bleeding money and don't even realize it. They miss calls, they respond too slowly, they forget to follow up, their websites don't convert, they waste hours on manual tasks, or they have no lead tracking. The gap between what they have and what they need is massive, even if they don't realize it, and right now almost no one is filling it. That gap is where you are going to build your AI systems agency. So a lot of these businesses are still on pen and paper, and most people are going to tell you, target plumbers, target landscapers, target med spas, or whatever it is. But there is so many small businesses inside of the US, if that's where you're located, and all around the world, obviously, in any different niche that you can think of. Like, literally just, this is what I did one day, because I noticed that I was just, locked away working on my laptop, and I forgot about the amount of small businesses around me. So I got in my car, and I started driving around. And I just noticed, 100 different places in niches that I never even thought of. Because, too often we look at social media or we ask ChatGPT, and it tells you the same, rinse and repeated niches or businesses that you should target, and you forget about all of these different small businesses around you that could still benefit greatly from your service, and in a lot of cases even better than the ones that are being recommended to you and pushed to you so hard on social media. So literally, if you're feeling stuck, just drive around and look, or go to a coffee shop or whatever, and look around at the businesses around you and notice what they could, like how they will benefit from your services. And that will open up your mind. I know it sounds stupid, but trust me, it will just open up your mind as to the possibilities and the niches that people are not targeting whatsoever because they're too busy listening to people on social media or AI or stuff like that. So this, again, is the gap where you are going to build your agency. Now, section 4, what is an AI system? Like, what actually is an AI systems agency? Because this word is, you'll hear AI automation, AI whatever. It's going to be thrown around constantly. Your agency doesn't sell hype. It doesn't sell views or ads or social media management. You sell systems, automated workflows that improve how a business runs. This is the key. Your agency doesn't sell hype. Your agency doesn't sell AI. I know it's called AI systems because that's what we're implementing, but it doesn't sell AI. If you say, I want to implement AI into your business, 90% of people, 99% of people are going to say, nope, that's a scam. I don't want it. I don't want it. These people are stubborn. And it's not just that they're stubborn. It's that they love their business. Their business that they've built is their baby, right? Would you trust somebody coming into your business with lofty claims and no real data to prove it? No, you wouldn't. So why do you expect these people that have spent their time and energy and money into building their businesses to trust you if you just say, hey, I do AI? Don't do that. You sell systems, automated workflows that improve how business runs. An AI systems agency builds automated lead capture, automated follow-up, automated booking, automated reminders, automated lead management. The list goes on. Again, these are all going to break down into our 3 different systems. These systems produce outcomes, not vanity metrics like followers or likes or views or whatever. That's why this model works even for absolute beginners. Now, I'm going to go off on a little side tangent here. The issue with SMMA, and if I'm going to be completely honest, I tried to do SMMA when Elon was making it popular. The issue is businesses don't care about views. Small businesses don't care about views. Unless they're scaling worldwide or nationwide, views do not matter. I know you can target ads in a specific way to, only show to people around your area, but SMMA traditionally is not ads, it's organic marketing. So you're getting, 50,000 views from from people in California while the business is in New York, right? So it doesn't help whatsoever. On TikTok, a lot of these businesses or restaurants or whatever that post or have people posting for them because they hired an agency, you'll see in the comments, if only it wasn't 20 hours away from me. So those are vanity metrics that most businesses are sick of hearing about and they don't trust, rightfully so. That's why this model works even for absolute beginners, because it's just about your systems that produce outcomes, not these vanity metrics. All right, sorry. Section 5. This is the reoccurring theme, and this is what you really need to drill into your head if you want to go anywhere with this. The 3-system framework. This is your entire business model. System 1 is lead capture. Now this is how the business gets new prospects into their pipeline. So like their website hero, an AI chat, forms, DM capture, Google Maps scraping, pushing directly into their CRM. Anything that is reaching out or is getting new leads into their business and into their structure. If they don't have a funnel, then that's another thing that you'll work with them on. But that's system 1. So, this is going to be anything like I have here, integrating an AI chat into their website, which we'll cover later. Just upgrading their website hero for better conversions, which again, you don't need any coding skills to do that. Simple forms embedded into their website or their social media or wherever it is. DM capture, booking, SMS bookings, things like that. Anything that is going to bring new people into their funnel and get them new prospects. System 2 is going to be lead conversion. So now that we got them these new leads, we captured new leads, we have to work on converting them now. So how leads are going to turn into booked appointments. So like follow-up flows. So let's say somebody talks to an AI chat and we get on a website and we get their phone number and email. Let's say that they don't go anywhere with that. They fall off, they don't keep following up, whatever it is. We then go to our lead conversion system. So like SMS follow-up or email follow-up saying, hey, we have a discount, or are you still interested? Whatever. It obviously varies depending on the type of business. Instant responses, booking systems, any system that will follow up and work on turning these new leads into customers. All right, now system 3, lead management. So how the business organizes and tracks leads. CRMs, tagging, pipelines, reactivation flows, things like that. A lot of these businesses, I think I mentioned this earlier, are still on pen and paper. So lead management could be huge for them, even just implementing a simple CRM into their business. Again, there's so many different opportunities, but they're all going to fall into these 3. Now, I don't know why I said now like that. You can sell each one individually if that's what you'd like, but you can bundle them all together to give them the best results possible and charge a higher price. Once you understand this model, every tool, workflow, and automation fits into one of these three systems. This gives you clarity most automation agencies never get. So let me just think of an example. A lot of people are AI receptionists. That's a big thing. Now, AI receptionists, I have kind of a strong opinion on because I think that they are overhyped and I think that there's a lot can go wrong, and many businesses don't want client-facing AI because they're scared that it might mess up. Rightfully so, they're scared that it might mess up or won't convert as much, which is, in the most part, true because people would prefer to talk to a human. That would follow into lead capture in between these two, right? So somebody will call off of their Google Maps profile or whatever. The AI receptionist will answer and try to convert them into booked appointments. So that would fall into system 2. And there's also outbound AI agents that can call, so that would obviously be lead capture. But yeah, you can kind of see how they're going to fall into one of these three categories or multiple. There's really nothing that will be outside of these. There's no like unique system that will not fall into at least one of these three categories. So yeah, this really just makes things clear, because a big problem that I struggled with was that I didn't know there were so many different systems and methods being pushed onto me that it was honestly extremely overwhelming and I wasn't sure what to do. So that's why I came up with this 3-system framework and why I've had to re-record this so many times, just because I really wanted to make sure that this was very simple for you guys, because I get a ton of DMs of people that are overwhelmed and scared to start even because there's so many different things being pushed onto them. But just break it down. If you guys want to write this down, screenshot this, whatever you want to do, just to drill into your head and make sure anytime you see a system being promoted or anything like that, think of what of the 3 systems it falls into in this framework. All right, so now why you can do this even if you feel unprepared. Another big issue, again, I struggled with this as well. Another reoccurring theme here is all of this is going to be stuff that I struggled with when I was first starting. I felt unprepared, I felt undeserving even, or like I didn't have a good enough idea of what was going on to start selling my services. You will never feel prepared. You can study and watch as many videos as you want. You can watch this bootcamp 28 times over, which it would be helpful, but nothing will happen unless you start. So you'll always feel unprepared until you start actually going and reaching out. You do not need coding skills, design experience, a business degree, a huge portfolio, or expensive software. All you need is a beginner-friendly toolbox, which I'll show you. It doesn't cost much, and in some cases you can get started even for completely free. Clear steps, which I'm working on giving you, and I already have given you some steps. A willingness to learn by doing. You can learn and watch all the videos you want. It doesn't matter unless you start. Losing my voice here. AI handles the complexity. Your job is just to understand the system logic and connect the dots. This is one of the only high-income skill paths where beginners can start immediately, and you will do better if you start sooner. It's the only way to learn. This is going to sound so cliche, but the only way to learn is to fail, and you have to fail and fail and fail and fail and fail 100 times. I know I have. Even before I started in this space, I failed in 100 different business models. Did I give them everything I possibly had? Probably not, but at the same time, you have to be willing to fail, and I definitely had before I started seeing any results. And people are going to doubt you, whatever. We'll get into some more psychological stuff probably towards the end, but yeah, you just have to be willing to start. Grab your balls and start, bro. If you're a girl, that doesn't apply, but you know what I mean. So section 7, what you're going to learn in this bootcamp. This is not a motivation playlist. We will talk a little bit psychological, but you guys don't need that. You get too much motivation shoved into your face. It's like it's terrible. This whole motivation, niche and on social media, it's not helping you at all. You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start now, or I'm gonna start tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, your little motivational TikTok runs out, and you're back to where you started. So yeah, we're not gonna, be fully motivational in this thing. It's gonna be practical and actionable, because the only way to build discipline and to start is by doing. But here's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn how AI systems work in the real world, how to build simple automations that save time, how to create strong lead capture experiences, how to automate follow-up and booking, how to set up basic CRM and management systems, how to find businesses with system gaps, how to send outreach that actually get replies, how to pitch with simple Loom videos, how to close your first client using systems. Your only job is to follow along and build as you watch and do as you watch. So yeah, I know that was kind of a lot to take in. You don't have to worry about all of this because we're going to dive into it in the next episodes. But yeah, so what's next? We're already almost at 20 minutes now. So yeah, let's just kind of get into what's next. You now understand why AI system agencies work and why this is the best time to build one and the whole opportunity. Before we start, you need the foundation, the three-system framework, which we covered here, but we'll dive deeper into inside of the next video. Capture, convert, and then manage. Those are the 3 words here that you should write on your walls or wherever you want. Just make sure that they're drilled into your head. This framework will guide every automation you build and every client you close. So that's the next video. We're going to build your foundation. Again, this was about 20 minutes long. I'm going to try to keep them between 10 and 15 minutes because at the end of the day, again, you're going to learn the most by actually doing. So we're going to try to keep them a little bit shorter, but this is just the intro video so you guys have an idea of what you're getting yourselves into. If you guys need any other help, you can check the description. I have a couple of different resources there, which we'll cover later inside of the bootcamp as well. But yeah, that's going to be day 1. Kick off the AI Systems Bootcamp. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I assume that a lot of you have come from Instagram, but if you haven't, you can just DM me here with any questions. I'll try to always respond to you if I see them, if they're not lost like in spam or anything or in request. But yeah, that's day 1. Hopefully these videos will continue to improve. Again, this is my 3rd time re-recording, but yeah, I feel like this is the one. I feel like we have a solid foundation being built now, and I hope that we can expand on it and get you guys learning and get you guys ready to go. Hope you guys are motivated, excited to get going, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.